Hi, let's talk curriculum. This video is for the curriculum in grades 7 through 8, which will be new in the 2024-25 school year. And I also have separate videos for grades 4 through 6, as well as grades 1 through 3. So for grades 7 through 8, we are pretty much continuing whatever the kids are learning in grades 4 through 6 and taking on more challenges that are appropriate for grades 7 through 8. So for math, we continue to use the Dimensions Singapore math curriculum. This gets a little bit closer to a traditional curriculum in grades 7 through 8. Grade 7, kids are not necessarily working in level 7 if they're in 7th grade. So they could be working in levels 4 through 6, and that is completely fine. Grade level 7 is pre-algebra, and level 8 is algebra. So if kids aren't in level 7 or 8 by 7th and 8th grade, that's totally fine. They should at least be in level 7 so that they're ready for algebra when they get to high school in grade 9. So in math, we do a lot of math games for the younger kids. For the older kids, we do less math games. Usually I'll have kids at this level. Anyone working in level 6 or higher has a choice if they want to participate in the math games or not. Because if they participate in the math games, they're always reinforcing skills. Even in grade 7, they could still use some practice with fractions or decimals or word problems or whatever they're working on. So they have a choice. They can do that if they want to. But mostly their math is a little bit more intense, so they mostly have time where they can be working in their workbooks, asking me questions if they have questions. We can work through word problems together, things like that. And we definitely have one-on-one lessons, or at least one on however many kids are at that particular lesson at the same time. Usually I haven't really had more than 2 or 3 kids in a lesson because they're all working at their own pace. For reading and writing and language arts, they no longer do language arts as a separate subject. This is all incorporated into their reading and writing. And they also have opportunities outside of class to work on typing skills and specific language arts skills. So that is an outside of our live class thing. They can always ask questions. I definitely help with problems if I notice that. I monitor it, so I know if kids are having problems here or there, and always jump in when they need to. But usually grammar is and punctuation and language mechanics, that stuff is usually all taught through writing. If I see something come up consistently over and over again, they're not using commas correctly in this situation in their writing, I'll have a little mini lesson with them and point it out so that they don't make that mistake anymore. Writing, they have the opportunity to continue to do creative writing with their 4th through 6th grade peers. They also are required to learn how to do essay writing. So I follow a kind of a workbooky curriculum called Jump In, where kids learn all different kinds of essay writing. They learn narrative writing, persuasive essays, things like that. And so usually every month they'll have a different category of something they're working on. And this gives them a chance to use their skills that they've been learning. They know how to manipulate their words, and now they can do it to write a persuasive essay or an informative essay, or to really get us excited about a book report and things like that. So that's what we work on to try to get them ready for academic writing in high school. Reading, we don't do genre studies anymore. For reading, the kids still have a choice about the books that they choose, but the topics, instead of genres, the topics are different themes. And the themes are usually literature-based things, and I'll have lots of choices for them. They can find their own book or they can choose one of my books. It's totally up to them, but they definitely will have choices. That way we can talk a little bit more in detail about these themes that come up in literature over and over again, and their book will definitely have that theme in it. For science and social studies, for science, kids are learning the same topics that the 4th through 6th graders are learning. However, their reading material is a little bit more advanced. So I'll usually give them an additional reading assignment that they have to read before the class. Then we come together and do the experiment. And then their expectations for writing up lab reports are a little bit higher than grades 4 through 6. So their lab reports are going to need to be reports. They're going to need to be a little bit more intense and detailed than the younger kids are. For social studies, they're learning the same topics that the younger kids are learning. However, their reading material is a little bit more advanced. And they'll also have some projects, some writing projects, so they can use what they've been learning in writing. They can apply that to the social studies topics. And they'll usually have a research report or essay to write on the social studies topic that they're learning about. So basically, that's why they're grouped together. 7th and 8th graders are grouped together, learning together with 4th through 6th graders. However, they're a little bit more independent. So a lot of times when I'm doing a little bit more of the projecty stuff, the math games, our 7th and 8th graders are working more on their own. And I'm, of course, always there to answer any questions that they have. But we want to definitely push their abilities a little bit more than in 4th through 6th grade. All right. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out grades 1 through 3 and 4 through 6 if that applies to you.